welcome to an All We Can Save Circles orientation. My name is Amy Curtis, and I am the Learning and Community Lead at the All We Can Save project. We're really excited to welcome you to this video today to learn about how to lead an All We Can Save circle. We are going to start with a grounding poem, as is tradition at the project. And this is called Dandelion is the New Guru by Lisa Bellamy. So I invite you to sit back and just listen. Dandelion is the New Guru by Lisa Bellamy. I am exhausted by my confusion, wary of sudden fires, but dandelions, it seems, have dug in for the long haul, and to them I offer 10,000 bows. I witness the indignities they endure, the insults, weed, useless stem, filthy stalk. I admire their stand against savagery, poisons, brutal mowing, stalwart resistance of the taproots. I lie among them, listen to their whispers. We will not be moved. Thank you for listening. I love that poem. And I especially want to call attention to the last line of it. We will not be moved. It emphasizes the collective and the notion that we, when acting collectively, can resist and endure and hopefully even thrive feels very fitting for our orientation today, especially as we think about running All We Can Save circles in our communities.
Thank you so much, Amy. And hi, everyone. I'm Nasim Fluker, and I'm the Deputy Director of the All We Can Save project. For those of you who are new to our work, the All We Can Save project was born out of All We Can Save, an anthology of essays and poems by an incredibly diverse group of 60 women from every corner of the climate community. It features policy wonks and regenerative gardeners, farmers, lifelong artists, and college-age activists. It runs the gamut because climate work is wonderfully varied and amazingly vast, and we need all of those diverse hands. The project aims to continue the work sparked by the anthology by growing deep and sustained climate engagement, using the tools of narrative change, deep learning, and community building. This orientation will focus on the project's primary tool for community building, All We Can Save circles.
Before we dive into the session, Nasim and I wanted to take a moment just to share a little bit more about ourselves and a community we're a part of as a means of deeper introduction. The sharing of ourselves is a vital foundation for cultivating community, and it's a key part of any All We Can Save circle. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm the Learning and Community Lead here at the project. I'm initially from a small town in Connecticut, but I've spent much of my formative years in California and within very diverse international communities. So when I relocated back to the East Coast, I thought, where else could I live but the magnificently diverse borough of Queens? And this is a photograph of me in a Queens community garden, which I'm sitting in as a part of a composting course offered by the city of New York. I am a highly urban creature, and this project and the community that's run around it has been a really meaningful way to get my hands into soil and to learn about thriving land-based community projects in all 5 boroughs.
And I'm Nasim. I'm the daughter of an Iranian refugee and a Southern Black woman. I identify as deeply Southern and deeply Persian, a daughter, a mother, a spouse, and I bring all of those identities to the work that I do. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm actually 5th generation Atlantan, so very rooted to this place. I'm so inspired by the diverse ways that people in my community have created third spaces, decolonized communities of practice, rooted in place and driven by possibility and abundance. In the picture, you can see me, my son Zain, and my then unborn daughter, Nilufar, on Auburn Avenue, which is a storied street in Atlanta and was home to many of the places that sparked the civil rights movement. The churches like Ebenezer, Big Bethel, and Wheat Street. And these places really were home to the leaders of the movement, but also the unnamed supporters that supported those leaders, which we know are very, very important in the work that we do. In the picture, we're on our way to an art salon that I co-curate that brings together artists and activists, and I'm very glad to be continuing in their legacy through this change-making work. So now that you know a little bit more about us, let's dive into what we'll be covering today. We'll begin by sharing what All We Can Save circles consist of and why we think they can be really powerful tools for sparking climate action. We'll then explore some best practices for hosting and facilitating.
So now let's talk about the most foundational question, perhaps, which is what exactly are All We Can Save circles? In simple terms, you can think of All We Can Save circles like a book club, but a cooler, deeper, and extended version. Each circle is self-organized, small group who commits to reading the All We Can Save anthology together over the course of 10 sessions. Each one has a lead who helps bring the circle to life. This person, hopefully you watching this video, is interested in being a lead, and your main responsibilities are twofold. You'll invite friends, colleagues, neighbors, climate concerned citizens to attend your circle, and then you'll facilitate 10 sessions using the facilitation guides designed by our team. Some circles have a single lead, others are co-led. We've also seen circles that have a rotating lead each week. They require at least one instigator to get off the ground, but the format and structure of an All We Can Save circle can really vary depending on the preferences and needs of your group. So what's in a session? You're talking about these facilitator sessions, and you'll see on this slide an example of all the sessions which are posted right on our website. Everything that's involved with circles is open source and accessible to you. Each one includes a short opening reading, a check-in prompt, 3 generous questions for discussion, a journal prompt for deeper reflection, and a closing reading. There's also in each of these guides supplementary materials for those who wish to go a little deeper and learn more. There you'll find videos, podcasts, and essays from the anthology contributors featured in each section. The All We Can Save circle experience concludes with a set of what next materials. So after you've met with your group for 10 sessions and really feel committed, caring, concerned, we really want to make sure you can then take climate action. So we've created a series of resources that are really designed to help you and everyone in your circle move into deeper climate action following the anthology. And this is a slide that I love because it showcases some of the amazing humans around the world who have participated in circles. Since launching in 2020, thousands of people have participated in All We Can Save circles. In the US alone, we've had circles in almost 50 states, from Alabama to Wyoming. And globally, we've had circles from Costa Rica to New Zealand and everywhere in between. Excitingly, we've documented circles happening in 50 countries. As I said, here are some participants in circles who ran circles and then posted about them on Instagram. Something we love is if you tag the All We Can Save project so we can see your luminous faces learning and taking committed climate action. And I think these photos and these statistics feel particularly exciting to our team because when Catherine Wilkinson, the project's executive director and the co-author of the anthology All We Can Save, designed circles as a free and open resource, she hoped that All We Can Save wouldn't just be a reflection of the community rising to meet the moment, but really also a means to nurture and to grow it.
Which leads us to the why. Why did we design circles and why do we think they can be a powerful tool? Well, above all, circles create an invitation to have meaningful dialogue about the climate crisis. Even if folks watching this video feel like they're constantly singing about climate change from the rooftops, unfortunately, talking about climate change is not a widespread phenomenon. According to a study from Yale's program on climate communication, only 37% of Americans say they discuss global warming with family or friends, either occasionally or often, while most, 63%, say they either rarely or never discuss it. Even more troubling, perhaps, is that over 3/4 of people say they never hear the media talk about climate change, according to scientist Katharine Hayhoe. And even if we're not talking about it, or hearing about it, then we're likely not engaging meaningfully around it or putting it on the agenda of folks who can enact even more meaningful change. Circles aim to create space to turn our collective attention to the climate crisis, because in the words of Adrienne Maree Brown, what we pay attention to grows. And the beautiful thing is that having these heart-forward conversations week after week can cultivate a deep sense of community. 89% of those who engaged with an All We Can Save circle reported feeling a sense of community within it. And while community can be an overused word, we know that caring about and feeling invested in the people and places we spend our time is vital to our health as well as our planetary health. And to that end, 90% of people who participated in an All We Can Save circle indicated that they took climate action as a result of the experience. So now that we've shared our why, we'd love for you to spend a moment thinking about yours. On the next slide, you'll see 2 prompts for consideration. You may choose to write your thoughts down or just spend a moment in quiet reflection. What calls you to start a circle? And who would you be excited to invite into generous climate conversation? You might want to pause the video here and take that time to reflect or answer your questions. Hopefully you've had the chance to think about why you wanted to join or start a circle. And that's a vital first step. As the artful gatherer Priya Parker teaches us, any good gathering begins with a purpose. And if the purpose of hosting a circle seems universal based on what we've shared with you, we encourage you to think about your specific purpose. You may, for example, be interested in starting a circle to get to know your neighbors as a precursor to spurring hyperlocal climate action. Or perhaps you're feeling isolated from your less climate concerned friends and want to start a circle as a space for processing with people who really get it. We've seen an incredibly wide array of circles from these last few years in high school eco clubs, in artist collectives, among foundation leaders, to name a few. Thinking about your specific purpose will help you determine who to invite and how to best frame your circle when inviting folks to join. And we did want to take a quick moment to speak directly to folks tuning in whose purpose might be professional. If you're looking to help your organization take more meaningful climate action or make your current job feel more like a climate job, we encourage you to engage with Circles at Work, which has been specifically designed in partnership with our friends at Drawdown Labs. And this version of Circles is specific to the workplace and contains extra prompts to help imagine how the organizations we're a part of might shift into alignment with a livable future. All this information is available on our website on the Circles page.
Brilliant. Thanks, Naseem. So once you know your purpose and you feel ready to lead a circle, we will ask you to sign up with a link directly on our website. And you may be wondering, why should I sign up to lead a circle when everything is free and open sourced? And it's a wonderful question. And the answer is, if you sign up to lead a circle, you get a series of emails with session materials, resources for facilitation, and additional advice for where to start. Basically, you can think of it as an inbox guide to the whole process. And once you sign up, 3 clear steps are next. First, invite people to join your circle. Again, you want to get a group of people depending on your purpose. We recommend circles be around 6 to 10 people, but we've seen circles be really successful with groups of 3. So think about what makes sense for you. And then decide when you'll start and your rhythm for a meeting. So we advise circles to be weekly or bi-weekly if that's possible. So once a week or every other week. But if the group you're working with and running a circle with feel like that's far too frequent, we have seen really wonderfully successful circles, including Naseem's own circle, run monthly. So pick what makes sense for you. And after you know where you're going to have it and your cadence for doing it, if you are the circle lead, we encourage you to really look through the facilitation materials for session 1 and really prepare how to hold space for your circle.
At their core, circles are all about connecting with others through generous, inclusive, and open dialogue. Enabling this connection depends on creating a safe container in which people feel comfortable expressing themselves authentically, including their lived experience, their ideas, anxieties, hopes, frustrations, and more. And they have a shared sense of acceptance and trust. This is why facilitation is a vital role for circle leads. Some of you who might be listening are probably seasoned facilitators with a lot to teach us about how to hold space for such connection. But we designed circles to be accessible for even first-time facilitators. If you want some additional facilitation support, you can find a facilitator's guide on the Circles page of our website.
So the next step, now that you know a little bit more about circles, is of course to sign up to lead a circle in your community. If you have questions, please email the team at info@allwecansave.earth. We really want to support you on this journey. And if you don't already, please follow us on social media, subscribe to our newsletter. There you'll find project updates, team musing, and bits of inspiration. And as we think about evolving and growing circles in the coming seasons, that's also the best place, our newsletter, to find out new insights about what our team is doing.
Thanks, Amy. From the whole team at All We Can Save Project, thank you for being here and wanting to step up and seed action in your community.
Thank you so much, yes, for spending time with us today. We really look forward to seeing your pictures on Instagram and seeing your luminous and action-oriented circles starting